All right, we're live. Um, now I can
All right.
all those people
Uh,
that are gonna pop in and chat with us.
I subscribed
I'll
today
keep that.
morning only to your YouTube channel.
Oh, I see. So maybe you'll get an announcement. Anyway. All right, so here is the website, biologyproblems.org. Dark mode, light mode. Anyway. Um, and I have all the I kind of started working on topics. Really only the first three or I have any page like you go to this one, it's just blank. But I wanted to make it so the program auto generates all the content on the website. And I created kind of like a flow chart of what I was thinking my program should do. Um, so I just want to put the questions in the folder and then have it generate the content around the questions. So all I need to do is take those BBQ Blackboard question uh questions.txt files, and it'll actually look at them and create the web page around it. So the first thing I need to do is I need to organize them by topics. So I have all these topic folders. Maybe I can kind of show the website, the kind of base here. So under docs, we have biochemistry and genetics. And then if we go to biochem, it's just topic folders. And inside the topic folder, I'm going to put the BBQ files, for example, right?
Mhm.
And so it's going to just kind of go through all the directories. I guess that there's a YAML file at the root that has a nav section that tells it where to go. And it also has the topic in there, or sorry, the title of the page in there. So I just need to put the titles in one place and not, and then they'll be go everywhere. So I can put all the titles here.
Okay.
Um,
So it's based on the title, then it will
Yeah, so
go
the program will
into
go
the
into that
folder.
file. It'll say, "Oh, I'm on topic one." Or so this is the folder too, I think, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So it goes, "I'm going
Yeah.
to topic one," and the title of that is molecular design of life. So, and
Okay.
then it needs the subtitle, or I guess I could changing that to a description. Um, and the description is actually in the biochemistry index, so it's kind of at the root here.
Mhm.
Um, And then here, I basically have a good description that goes underneath the title here. So it can find in topic one, and then it goes to the next line, and then it pulls the description. So it can put that on the web page. And then step three is it's going to look for all the barbecue files. Anyway, um, it's going to look for all those files that I pointed out earlier, right? And then
Mhm.
for each one, it's going to run the text to HTML conversion. So I have a program, I think I showed maybe a little bit last week, that it writes it into an HTML file. So it's going to generate those for all of them. So we're going to get like optimal buffering range questions.html. Then it's going to generate, I need to have a title for that problem set. So I have the title for the topic and the description for the topic, but I don't have them for each problem set. So if one thing has three problem sets, for example, I need to have a title for each one of those. And I'm like, oh, what's the best way to do that? Oh, like I'm going to use an LLM, a large language model like ChatGPT, to make an automated thing for me. Then I need to add a download link so people can download the question sets. And then I need to generate the HTML that goes into that topics index file that will link to it'll link to the download, it'll link to the question HTML that we made, and it'll have the title in it. And then optionally, I thought I could create a markdown file. And then eventually we have a to do is add the QTI file um, for others. What do they call them? It's another L. Learning platform, something like
Mm.
that. Like
Yeah.
Canvas or Moodle.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I didn't think I was going to finish it all this week, but I did. So let me kind of go through how cool it is. Um, all right, I think I'd explained the first two steps. So main, right? First thing is find all the topic directories, sort them for each topic folder. Get if it's the base, skip some. If it doesn't have topic in it, skip it kind of thing, which shouldn't happen because I search for topic, but whatever. It tells me the current folder. Then it's going to grab all the barbecue files by just searching star.questions.txt. If there's no files, it skips that topic. Tells me how many I found, and then it goes to write the index.md, which is where all the magic happens. Um, Normalize the path. Just pull out the number. I don't know. I don't think I actually use it anywhere. So yeah. So the first thing is get the topic title, which I talked about. Here, so it's going to open up that MK docs file. I guess it's just set up here. And then it's just this is a crazy for loop here. So it's going to go for each section, each item, each thing, and it's basically is going to look for topic 01 in the file, and then it's going to grab the title and return. So so we got that, and then we need to get the so we got the topic, we got the title. Now we need to get the description, and then like I said, you need to go up a folder. So we go to the parent folder, grab the index.md, find the line that contains our topic number, and then grab the next line, parse that, return the description. So if you want to dig into the details of the script, we can do that later. But and so then the next thing was, which I think is the cooler part, is now we need to work on each individual barbecue file. I'm just gonna call them that now. So it's gonna grab all the barbecue. So we first it's gonna write the title and the description, and then it's gonna go through each barbecue file. Base name. It just kind of prints out some info. But again, the main thing we need to do is we need to get the problem set title. And this is going to come from a barbecue file. I set it up so I can cache it. So this is just a whole bunch of things where it writes it to a YAML file if it doesn't like it. But the main program here is LLM generate problem set title from a file, and that goes to my other fancy script. So I guess maybe I can walk through here. So get a file, get problem from file. It's because I want to be able to call it from elsewhere. So the first thing it does is it's just going to randomly grab some questions from the file. I thought if I had like 4 of them as examples, the LLM would make a better title. So basically, I just have it go through and read the barbecue file and then pull out 4 question texts and then add it to a list of problem statements, which it returns. So now we have a list of like 4 problems, depending on how long they are. And then I have this really long prompt, and then I give it the path to the file and the problem statements. And the prompt is insane, but you are summarizing a group of homework problems using Markdown. Your task is to generate a descriptive section heading that classifies the types of problems you can present and the problem itself under the heading. Section heading can be concise and informative. Prior top text testing, for example, acid-base buffering, you've heard protonation states. And then I say avoid things, use simple, accessible language, title should be brief, do not include anything, specific details, and I give it like a sample. And then for each one of those problem statements, actually I give it the file name. The file name may offer some insight into the question type. So but now that the problem examples are here, provide a single problem for it. And then it just kind of goes through and writes out the problem. I'm kind of curious. OS. Sorry. Let's just save the prompt to a file so we can look at it later. It's not the greatest code. It's like Python 2, but so it'll say the prompt, and then I have it run Olama, which I don't know if you've heard of, but I'll talk about in a second, to run that prompt. And then it needs to get the data back and it finds the thing. So just to kind of show you how this works. All right, so I have the LM generate thing. I need to give it a file, so I'll pull in docs, biochemistry, topic oh 03, and then give it a barbecue file, two amino acids. Question, and so then it runs. Oops, I gotta put the W in quotes, my bad. Yeah. So it took 8 seconds of time, probably because I'm running enzyme. Amino acid sequence and peptide. Well, that's fine. Um, but you can see how what the prompt looks like here. So in this case here, the problem was long enough. I just gave it one problem, but um, but you can see kind of here's all the information that's sent to the LM. You could see if I gave this to like Chat GPT, it could work with it as well, right? So
Yeah.
let's do that. Determine the sequence of a dipeptide. See this. This is an example, right? So where am I at? Anyway, so that's kind of cool. So how do I run? I'm actually running this LLM on my local computer though. So I don't know. I figured you might be interested in this, Pierre. But have you ever heard
Mhm.
of the program Olama?
No.
So it's kind of like it's not as good, but it's kind of like a local chat GPT. It's like a llama. This is in the
Mhm.
news all this week. DeepSeek
Deep, yeah.
R1. Yeah,
Deep
yeah.
seek,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to run DeepSeek R1, this is the way to do it. I could run it on my computer. My Mac is not the most powerful. You can see it was only 8 gigabytes.
M1. Okay.
Yeah, same.
But you could run 1.5 billion parameters. So the thing is with these models is that 671, that's way too many.
Wow.
So
Oh.
each one of this is basically how much RAM you need,
Oh.
or VRAM. I'm on a Mac, so RAM and VRAM are shared. But like on a
Mhm.
Windows machine, it depends on like if you have an NVIDIA card or something like that, you need this much VRAM in order to run these
Okay.
models. So if you want to run the big one, that's 404 gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah,
It's like
okay.
that's like 10 NVIDIA cards in the same machine.
Yeah.
Um,
Good luck having that money.
but yeah, with 8 gig of RAM, you could run the 1.5. You maybe push the 7, but I'd probably your
Yeah.
system's probably going to take up 4 as well. So DeepSeek is kind of uh let's see. I guess I didn't install DeepSeek. Um, we can do that. So DeepSeek. So you can pull all these different models. So I'm gonna pull the little one, and it's gonna download the 1 gig file, and then any updates that have happened since.
So basically, this Olama is to get any LLM and run it locally on the PC,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I use a Mac. I'm not sure how easy it is to install on a PC, but man, with Mac, I have a homebrew, so I just do brew, install Olama, and
Ah, yeah.
I'm good
Yeah,
to go.
same. Yeah.
Um, so, but yeah, so like if it's still downloading the other one, but I could say run Llama 3.2 1 billion. Oh, sorry, you gotta say once you've pulled it, you can run it, and then you have an LLM, right? So
All right.
I can copy and paste my thing.
That's really cool.
Oh, that didn't actually work, or did it? You have to put things in triple quotes usually for these things to work. So it looks like it gave us one completely wrong because the question is on dipeptides and it told us acid base glucuron column. That's the problem when you're working with these smaller um, LLMs. They get confused easier.
Okay.
So, all right, gave us more than one, none of which are appropriate because it basically um the number of parameters is like how much input it can take. So my guess is that it just kind of ran out of space.
Mhm.
Uh, like like it didn't have enough memory to read the last part because it was a 1.5 or what?
Yeah.
Which might I run? I ran that one, right?
Yeah.
But we can run now. It seems the other one's downloaded now, so we can run that one now. DeepSeek 1.5. That one's gonna have trouble again. Sorry, I keep forgetting the word run. It's only 1.5B. Why are we taking so long? Is it? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Now I can put in my prompt, and my guess is it's not going to do very well because, but
Yeah.
this is the thing with DeepSeek. It has to talk through it. They designed it so it thinks first.
Oh, I see.
Okay, I need to figure out how to create a decision generator for these homework problems. Let me look at the problem. I mean, I don't know if, for whatever reason humans seem to think this is a uh smarter. So then it's like, oh, okay, it's finding the 2-letter amino acid sequence for dipeptide. Okay, that should tip you off. What is our final results? Oh, optimal buffer range. So now it went to my example, and then I got stuck on the example. So
Mhm.
yeah, so completely run off the rails. I wonder if I delete my example, if it would do better. All right,
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to create a description. You know, the other one, it just kind of did it. End terminal analysis for peptide sequences. So that's better. I think the example was really confusing it. So sometimes, you give an LLM an example, it helps it out because it knows what it's looking for. But in this case here, it was overwhelmed by the example. So anyway, so that's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to play around with these different models. I've known these things for years, but I haven't found a lot of use for them. But yeah, you can click on models and it gives you like so this Llama 3.3 is 43 gigabytes, so it's gonna be hard to run
Okay.
that one.
Yeah.
My MacBook has 32 meg of RAM, so that one's nice.
Oh.
But yeah, DeepSeek comes in a bunch of different sizes. And you can also they have like different versions like QN 2.5. So my other one I installed something different, but the one I use on my Mac, which I really like, was the 5.4 from Microsoft, but it looks like it only comes in 14. So
Cool.
so that one runs fine on my Mac, but at 9.1 gig, it's not going to run on this computer.
How about Claude? Claude 3.5 or
That one's
something?
closed, so you can only these are only free ones. That makes sense.
Uh,
So yeah, so the Llama 3.2 I found was pretty good, and I think I think I decided that they have a text and an instruct, and then these Q numbers tells you you probably know this better up here, the bit precision. So like maybe a way to think about it, Minon, is how many decimal places they're allowed to have.
Okay.
So 2 is like you have fourths. 3 would be you have eighths. 4 would be sixteenths.
Okay.
8 would be 2 to the eighth
It-
power, so 256.
Yeah.
16 is an entire float, so they usually write FP instead of Q. Um,
Okay.
I'm not familiar with the kind of the Q _1 _KM _0. There's probably a difference there too, but yeah, no, lots of different models for this one.
And it's basically like all the different variations of that model, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so for my weak Mac here, I had pretty good luck running Llama 3B Instruct Q4. So So it still uses the 3B, but I think Q4, I think the default is Q8, so that's kind of half the precision. So 2 to the 4th power is 16 numbers instead of 256. But it seemed to do okay. So, but yeah. So anyway, I thought that was kind of cool how I used that to make the titles for the questions,
Yeah.
and then it's just
No,
a
that's
matter
really
of
nice.
download link and including the content. So, do you have a question, Pierre? Sorry.
No, no, no.
All right.
I was just saying it's pretty nice, pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. I say so. Definitely check this out. Might be able to use it in your code. So
Yeah. Already homebrewed it, installed it. So
nice. Uh, anyway, so let's check out my website. So yeah, I'll show you and then I'll regenerate the website. Yeah, so I've only been focusing on biochemistry. So we have the molecular design of life. So you can see if you click here, it will download the barbecue file.
Mhm.
But I also wanted to show an example program. But sometimes these question. Some of these questions get really long. So I spent probably 2 hours a day to figure out how to do this. Boom.
Wow.
Uh, and it shows the problem, and then you can check your answers.
Wow, that's really nice.
So yeah, so for this one here, we got multiple questions. It doesn't score or anything, but if you want to
Mhm.
test yourself.
Yeah.
And then you can do it for that one or that one. And that way, when you first load the page, you can kind of see more of it.
Mhm.
So let's look at Manon's homework for this week. One of the things is actually the bottom one's probably easier. It goes alphabetical. Which one of the following amino acids is represented by the chemical structure shown above? Manon, do you know your amino
There's
acids yet?
there's a carboxylic group
Yeah,
C double
all amino
bond.
acids have that though. Yeah. So here's our N terminus. Here's our
Yeah,
carboxyl, which means that this is the side chain, right?
methionine. It could be methionine.
Methionine has a sulfur in it. Proline's kind of
Okay.
weird. It actually connects back to the C carbon, so that'll be
Mm.
proline. So isoleucine
Leucine or
is
valine.
possible. It's actually a branch with uh, a V. It's like that's isoleucine. So it's kind of got a V, but isoleucine's got a longer tail on it. So in
Mm.
this case here, the correct answer is valine. Valine, and because the way I tell students to remember it is valine is like it makes a V from the alpha carbon,
Mm.
so V for valine. So students get a lot of practice on that one. And then the next level up question is they have to sequence a dipeptide. So this one's got 2 of those side chains on it.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe I should put the choices closer to the problem, but in this case here, we start here at the N, then we go to the alpha carbon, carboxyl, and alpha carbon, carboxyl. So our side chains here are here and
Yeah.
here. What do you think, Manon? You got it. So which one's first? This one is first.
First, then there's
That's
Mm-hmm.
secondary.
N-acetylated special. So it's a glutamine or asparagine. It looks longer, so I'm gonna say glutamine. And this one's just a sulfur, right? Do you know it's the makes the
Mm.
disulfide bridges?
Yeah.
So that one's do you know that one?
Disulfide
This is
bonds.
cysteine. So glutamine is Q and cysteine is C. So that's how you do that problem. So
Nice.
that's your homework this week. But anyway, for in terms of like people coming to the website, they get these questions here. So
Okay. So
one thing,
it's pretty cool because it's for students, but also for professors, right? They can
yeah, well,
upload it
yeah.
to
So
Blackboard.
students can get use out of it, but it is designed for professors for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we're making it so they can download all the questions and upload them into Blackboard. All
Mhm.
right, so let me just run this thing, generate topic pages. So it's just gonna again, it just ran through everything pretty quickly, but So it goes to the folder topic 1. It found this barbecue file. It found a cached name. So I didn't. If the first time you run it, you have to run the LLM for every question. But I've edited. I have them saved in that YAML file. So then it found 4 for this one, and then 2 for this one. And the cool thing about this is that every time I run that script, sorry, I'm not updating it. I'm not posting it to Git. So what you can do is you can do mkdocs serve if you have things installed correctly.
Yeah. Oh, I had the same error all the time. All the time. Couldn't quite.
Is it I? Okay. So I just did this today. But pip install -r requirements, and then I have to do break system packages. I'm sure you're
Okay.
because of homebrew. Cannot find a version. Oh, because the name is not include markdown. Sorry, let me fix that. Whoops. Okay. Pie markdown. This one.
Okay.
That's what you're missing. So I'll put. I
Yeah.
have to commit this, but running that should install everything you need. And so now I can do mkdocs serve, and you can see now if I go to this website here,
All right.
it will
Yeah.
give me the local version.
Yeah. Another pie.
And the thing I wanted to show you is that every time I run the program, it gives us a different question.
Mhm.
Oops. So if I run the generate topics pages again, it go back to the website. Sorry. It's a different, sorry, I have to reload. It's a different, it should have been a different question. I think we got lucky. Oops, downloaded it. See,
Yeah.
every time I run
Oh,
the script, it
nice.
picks a different question out. So it'll slightly just change every time. So, but yeah, no, one thing, and it sounds like you're kind of in favor of the idea is should I create like a special page with a whole bunch of questions so like students could test their knowledge on it or something like that. So
You mean
yeah,
like
like
on the same website?
hey, like yeah, give me more of the same question, and it'll be like 10 of them or something like that.
Yeah, that would be really nice. So they could like test all over again
Yeah, and then that
what they
shouldn't be
know.
too hard. So now that I have all this. But anyway, yeah, so I was pretty happy. I was pretty happy with that. So
Yeah, I mean it's pretty nice. It's really cool.
anyway, that's I was gonna how do I stop YouTube streaming? I thought it'd be cool to save that.